Hi, this is Tracy Prantner from Inventor Group Realty. We are getting a lot of calls about people who want to relocate, specifically now that it's cold, people who want to relocate to Florida. So I thought that I would put together a list of kind of my hacks. So I have 8 tips for you all of things that I have personally done. Just a little bit of background for you. I have moved multiple times. I've lived in probably about 20 different houses throughout my life. I have specifically done 7 state to state moves. So I think I've got a little bit of experience doing this. The first tip that I have for you is there's a website out there, and I will link it in the notes, that will show you. You can look up any area in the United States. It will show you kind of what the crime is for that area, so you can get a feel for kind of different rankings of different areas. You can also look up where you live now and see how that compares, where kind of where the crime level is in the area that you're living now, and then compare that to the next, to the new area that you're living in. I actually did this personally when we were moving to Florida, so I could get a feel for what kind of where to live, where not to live, kind of those things that you just don't know when you're trying to move somewhere that you really haven't been. So number 2, you want to spend as much time in the area as you can. Obviously, in a non-COVID world, you would be traveling there as often as you can. Both Peter and I, one of the first major moves that we did, we would go pretty much every weekend and go visit, or at least once a month, and go visit the area, drive around, go to the open houses in the area, just to get a feel for the locations and figure out what it is that we wanted, where we wanted to buy. And then when we were moving to Florida, we spent at least 2 years of vacations traveling down to the Florida area, just to get a feel for different places, make sure we could stand the heat. That was actually part of my agreement with him, was just to make sure that we could survive the July and August summer of Florida. So plan vacations in the area that you want to move to. The other thing, so kind of once you've decided that you're going to move, so on Facebook, start joining groups of interest. Start meeting people. Some great things that you can do is running groups, biking groups, foodies, new moms. So there's a ton of different groups of interest that you can join. And then on a related note to that too, for example, in our area, we have several rants and raves groups. So join those so that you can start seeing where are the places to eat, where are what are the areas in question. So those the rants and raves groups are really great at getting to know different areas that pop up a lot, whether that be good or bad, and just to get to know people too. So the other thing that you can do, kind of similar to that, is start following schools, churches, businesses in the area that you're thinking of moving to get a feel for them too. Start to know what's happening at those schools that your kids might go to. And then you get to meet hopefully some of the parents too. So just ways to be able to connect with people from a distance, connect with an area from a distance. One of the other things that we did when we were moving to specifically to Florida was we started listening to the podcast and live streaming of different churches in the area, so that when we got to Florida and when we finally moved here, we knew that we knew exactly which churches we wanted to go to check out. But for the most part, we'd already made our decision on what church it is that we wanted to go to. So by, the beauty of technology is we get to define all of that stuff ahead of time from a distance. One of the best hacks that I have is probably when you finally get to moving. So majority of the moves that we have done, we have not hired movers per se. We've, we've either driven the truck or we've hired friends to drive the trucks to keep the cost down. But what we did do was we used websites like Ryder and U-Haul have a network of movers that you can hire. So you can hire 2 to 3 movers for about $100 an hour. So for $200, literally when we moved to Florida, they unpacked our truck and put things where we wanted them. They moved the furniture for us, put it exactly where we wanted. So it was so fantastic to have these guys. We've actually used this service 3 times now. I've recommended it to at least 2 other people that have used the service as well, and all in different areas of the country. And it has been the absolute best $200 that we have ever spent. So I highly, highly recommend that. And then the other thing that you can do too is really just to work with a local agent. So, we live in the areas. We know the areas. We go in and out of the houses. We know where to live. We know all the tips and tricks of, school systems and zonings and, taxes. So lean on us. Use as much of our knowledge as you can. For us specifically here in Florida, we offer to all of our remote clients, we can do video tours. We offer that by by FaceTime. We offer it on Google Duo, or we just take videos and send them to our clients. So I hope that you find these tips very helpful. I certainly have a lot of experience doing moves. And I'm sure I'm not on my last one, but we're here to help educate and pass along as much information as we can. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Have a great day.